It's Friday the 25th, and it's a morning show here on Signature TV. All right, it's 9:11 a.m., and we are building up to the 2025 gubernatorial elections in Anambra State that is due November 8th. How prepared are you? All right, we have with us via Zoom this morning Caleb Festus Okeke and Yobi. He is a broadcast journalist, an analyst who lives in Anambra and is following the development in Anambra State. Good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Hello, Caleb. Can you
How's
hear me?
everybody this morning? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Caleb, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Yes, go on.
Okay, Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. So we have an election. It's a very special election going to happen in November this year in Anambra State. I've heard the incumbent say things like there is no opposition, there's nobody to challenge him in that election. How so? Is it really true on ground that really the opposition, are lightweight?
Well, let me begin by saying that there is enough space in Agoka as at this morning that I know, and where there may not be space may be in his hometown in Sofia, that is Governor Soludo. Maybe there's no space in his hometown, but as far as I'm concerned, his performances so far has been below expectation. And so, in every good faith, he cannot say that there's no opposition in Anambra. You remember that just about the beginning of this month, parties conducted their primaries in Anambra State. We have now candidates for two major parties, or the three major parties have emerged. Soludo emerged, Governor Soludo emerged for APGA, Nicholas Ukashpu emerged for APC, and Chief George Mohalo has emerged for the Labour Party. These individuals, if it is go by their antecedents, are not pushovers. They are not people that Governor Soludo would make such statements about, saying there is no space. Well, he's within his rights to, make political exaggerated sentences like that. But as far as I'm concerned, here in Anambra State, a lot of people do not agree with his idea of Dubai Taiwan, with his idea of the timing of his work in Anambra State, where he has been dormant for almost the entire tenure, only to wake up 8 months to the election, to his election bid to begin to work. So now 8 months to the election, he's doing roads. Well, even the roads he's doing, they're not anything to compare to what he promised in the Anambra. Some of the roads that have been completed by this tenure, here in the Newi where I live, the Obuneze road that goes down to Newi Hotel that was just completed under his tenure is already having potholes. So the standard of work he's doing is not anything close to what Christian Gige did when he was governor. Yes, he was the one who told in the Anambra that he's going to build a Dubai Taiwan standard infrastructure for us. In education, Governor Soludo claims to have employed over 8,000 teachers, but we also know that he sacked over 13,000 PTA staff. And so who is teaching the deficit of 5,000 teachers that were sacked? And so there are so many indices, to show that Governor Soludo has every fear, to entertain in the coming election in November. And so anybody who says it's Uhuru yet is probably either sleeping, not involved in the polity of today's Anambra State, or is just being paid, to say things that will make the governor feel happy about himself.
All right. It's almost seems as if the APC, that is the biggest opposition party in the States, is a little bit distracted, given what Valentine said about the party since that primary happened. He says that the elections that brought Nicholas Ukachukwu was fraudulent, and he's using every means possible to get his mandate back. Can you speak to that, and what are the chances of APC in clinching Anambra State?
Well, like I said, there are two likely parties that will be on seat Soludo in the election. The very first one is the Labour Party, interestingly, not the APC. And then secondly, then the APC. People are not looking at the angle to see that the candidate of the Labour Party, Chief George Moralo, is both an APC DNA, but now the Labour Party, what's it called, candidates. Speaking to what Val Ozibo, said about the APC primaries, Val Ozibo, took a gamble. Late in the day, he left Labour Party to join the APC. And there's no way you should have expected to have gotten that ticket, because there were people who had been, having negotiations before he came on board. The primaries, I got the reports from the primaries, and the primaries were conducted according to the laws of the party. And so, unless he is not a party,
okay, but again, do you feel that Valentine may get that mandate, giving the evidences that he has brought forward?
And unless he's in APC, he's saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Please, can you hear me? Hello? Please confirm me if you can hear me so I can continue. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that Mr. Val Ozibo have
it looks like we're having a bit of an issue with the network connection there, but we hope to reconnect with him in due course. We've been speaking to Caleb Festus Okeke.
He has
he's a broadcast journalist who is based in Anambra State, giving us an insight into specifically what's going on in Anambra State. Caleb, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that he's already in court. I mean, when I say he, I mean the aspirant Val Ozibo, who joined the APC lately, in order to run for the ticket of the party. He's in court now, and he's within his rights, and it's for the court to find out if the party did everything that they did in that primary within the laws of the party. And but as far as results have been, as far as party stakeholders who have commented on that issue, the party decided that Nicholas Okochukwu is their candidate, is fit enough to flag their flag, to take their flag high in 2025 November election. But suffice it to say that there is still, when you ask me what are the chances and what are the candidates and what is happening here on ground, there is another APC stalwart who is now the candidate for the Labour Party. His name is Chief George Moralo. He is a seasoned, what we call it, a politician. And I'm not sure. I can't vote brief for APC at the national level, but I'm thinking that they understand the sentiments against APC, especially in Anambra State here where I live. The masses are not in tune with that party. However, the masses, from what happened last time, are in tune with the Labour Party. And here we have a former APC stalwart who has joined the Labour Party and who has been given the tickets of the Labour Party, even though I think he also has some issues that have come up since his emergence. I believe that the man that Soludo has to watch out for will be George Moralo, not Nicholas Okochukwu, because I know how the masses vote in Anambra, and they would have to vote APC if it is their last resort. But if they have an option, they may go the Labour way. That's my own prediction.
All right. You mentioned earlier that the governor, that's the incumbent now, Chukwuma Soludo's performance has been below average. What indices are you using to gauge? Is that the overall consensus of people? Is that what people are saying on the ground, that his performance has been below average? And what indices did he use to get to that point of saying that his performance is below average?
Oh, well, Anambra has had, the indices I'm using, Anambra has been blessed with a few good governors in the past. When you begin with the past governor, former governor Ngige, who was there for 2 years and 9 months, even though Peter took over from him midway, you will find that if you look at, for example, in quality and infrastructure, if you look at the quality of infrastructure that was delivered in 2 years and 9 months of Ngige's when he held sway, and you compare with the resources available to him at the time, you will find that he did more within that time frame. And then that's more than Soludo in this instance. And of course, the quality of the work, because I just told you now that the road that Soludo completed during this system is already being riddled with potholes here in Nnewi, the openness Nnewi Hotel Road. Now, this is the quality of the infrastructure he's been delivering since he emerged. And he has also waited so long in the day, 8 months to the election, to begin his dualization and every other projects he's doing. And this speaks to the fact that he is playing to the gallery. That's what people are perceiving his actions like. Another matter that has already removed some points from his scorecard is security. For so long in Anambra State, before January, people were being killed. Catholic priests were being picked like sweets in a coffee shop. Citizens were not able to sleep with their eyes closed. There was rampant killings here in the Nnewi. We had a commander of the Nnewi Concerned Citizen Security shot on one of the days of this attack. Governor Soludo waited until 8 months to election to launch Udogashi. He's been seen as a performative person. He's been seen as somebody whose interest is only in winning elections. And so, to the extent of that, people are not very trustful of his plans that he committed when he came on board first, when he told us that he was going to turn Anambra to Taiwan. I've already pointed out to you what has happened in the education sector. It appears he is doing he's doing that what we call in Igbo land. He's trading by barter with Anambra State. And I don't know how he's going to account for the lives that were lost when he was not addressing the security situation in Anambra State. I don't know how he's going to address the damages that people had to undergo. Very terrible roads here in Nnewi for up to 3 years of administration before his recent intervention, just because he's standing for re-election. These are the kind of politics that the Anambra people are not very comfortable with, because we are not used to governors doing this kind of thing. We used to hear these things on news until Soludo came on board. He's now playing politics with all the projects, and certain projects that obviously, if he does not get a second mandate in November, he won't be able to finish them. But thankfully, I'm happy with the quality of candidates that have emerged in the two parties so far. Both that is the APC and the Labour Party. I know very well that he's going to, Governor Soludo may find himself, not getting this re-election mandate he's seeking, because so far he has been performative in his handling of Anambra's administration.
A lot of persons have been speaking to the security issues in Anambra State. Recently, the governor established Operation Udokachi. I think Udokachi is the name of the group, and they have done some work. They have arrested a few persons. Amongst them is the Idibias, those who carry out Okite and the likes. I just wanted to find out from you what's the reactions of the people in the States about this security outfit that has been established. That's one. And then the fact that he's going after the traditional institutions, saying that they may have been the ones causing the insecurity in the state?
Oh, well, I would say, first and foremost, a lot of people had died before Governor Soludo remembered that he had a solution to Anambra's problem. I would comment on very careful notes his formation of Udogashi. The only reason I'm not giving a full commendation to it is that it came politically timed. We were here since his election, people were dying. I don't know what happened to those who died before he woke up. Because it took him too long to articulate a solution to the problem. But since you've asked about how people feel about Udogashi, I'll say that it's mixed feelings. On the one hand, there was the communication of the government at the time when it was launched was not properly handled. At some point, people felt that it was an anti-traditional religion, anti-Ndi Ordinana policy, that is the revised law. The Governor Soludo administration did not take care in their rolling out that they were hasty. And so a lot of practitioners of the traditional faith felt slighted by certain comments made by members of his own administration. So, but to that extent, I'll say that Udogashi has gone on to do some fantastic job. However, it is very clear now to us that a lot of the members of that security outfit are not trained, properly trained. And most of, it has also been alleged that most of them are also not disciplined, even in at their point of duty. Take, for example, Lenewi, just last week, I think on a Tuesday last week, thereabouts, a woman was shot, Mrs. Chiamako Kongwo was shot at Ibeto Junction here by an operative of Udogashi. What was her offense? There was a traffic gridlock at Ibeto Junction. These men arrived in their Sienna vehicles, and they were extorting. It was said that they were both trying to control traffic and extorting motorists. Amidst the whole chaos, one of them released fire, and it landed on the back of a woman, a mother in her mid-40s, and a Nnewi woman who are just returning from work. Other records of their indiscipline was just recently at Urago after a community meeting. The police had come on invitation of a member of the community to effect an arrest on a member of the royal family, the Urago royal family. And amidst that arrest, some of their members also did not handle this rifle well, and there was also an accidental release of bullets that caught a man on the leg and the other one on the stomach. There are reports like this. There's a little boy who was also shot, who is in the hospital now. There's a lot of reports like that everywhere. And before now, there was also reports of high-handedness and intimidation. A student of NAYUT, of Nandatuke University teachers here, studying nursing, was in front of their hostel when some of these men accosted them about 9 p.m. This was happening 2 months ago, or a month ago rather. And that boy and his friend, they used machetes to flog them. These are students who were in front of their hostel. For whatever reason, these men maimed these students, and the report came out in public. Nothing has been done about that report. Nothing has been done about the report of the people of a man also who was returning here. I'm not talking about Nnewi incidents. So, and these are reports that are also happening in every other place. You know, because of the high morale that they were given, you know, to curb crime in Anambra State, some of them are now transferring their indiscipline, their lack of training onto the citizens. And so that is what we're having, a kind of a Bakassi situation again in Anambra State. And so to that extent, on the one hand, they've been able to, yes, they've been able to do some good work, but on the other hand, they've been able to also cause a lot of tears and sorrow to citizens here in Anambra State.
All right, we're wrapping up right now, but just on the final note, We understand that there's also a brewing issue of the demolition of Innocent headquarters at Nnewi. Can you speak to that? Why is it shrouded in so much secrecy and so much controversy?
All right. There's the dualization of the road that is going to that's terminating somewhere in Okija after Nnewi, and that road, the one that passes through Nnewi, is called the Owerri Road. Innocent's showroom is located along that Owerri Road. Now, on 15th, the problem that happened was that on 15th of this April, a public notice, because the work had started and they had already done the drainages. To the gutters, 2 sides, and people thought that they were done with the demolitions. So most people even returned to their position after the positions that they had after the drainage. So only for them to abruptly begin work for the sidewalk again. And the contractor did not, and the local authorities, I mean here, the local government mayor, and the other people here, who are local authorities, who are meant to notify the people, not just Innocent, but every other person who has property along that road, that demolitions had begun. So on record, the public notice came out on 15th by 8 p.m. But this demolition happened, and that public notice was for 10 days. So they were giving 10 days notice to landlords and those who had businesses to remove their structures. But surprisingly, on the 15th, 9th of the 15th, this notice was released. Innocent was not even written. The company was not written officially. But on the morning of 16th, that is by 9 o'clock in the morning, after giving a 10 days notice, they went on to the contractor went with their vehicle, what's it called, their bulldozer, to pull down Innocent's showroom. And sadly, while this house was being pulled down, workers were still inside the building. In fact, the workers had to come down with ladders because they had destroyed part of the building. Also, there were about over 20 vehicles parked inside that showroom that had not been evacuated. And these vehicles had been paid for, because I really had to reach out to the company for a comment. And they said they never received any official writing on the demolition, but that they read the public notice, which was circulated by 8 p.m. on 15th of April. The demolition happened by 9 a.m. on 16th, immediately on the following day. So it is a clear case of miscommunication, of lack of communication between the contractor, the local authorities, and the people who own properties there. And to add insult to injury, the Commissioner for Information, Anambra State, Dr. Lomefo, yesterday or the first day, issued a statement where he demarketed Innocent products in trying to defend government actions. And we've called on him, the Nnewi First Movement, that he needs to tender a public apology, because Governor Soludo has said time and again that he is the chief marketing officer of every local brand in Anambra State. Innocent tops that list. And Governor Soludo drives an Innocent G-Guards series car. So for the commissioner trying to defend the destruction of both the showroom and the properties and the cars in that showroom, to have tried in the same public statement he made on behalf of Anambra State to demarket the Innocent brand, is further showing you that the Soludo government team are not working with, they're not working towards the same goal, because we cannot be saying that we need indigenous brands that we are proud of, like Innocent, IBM, a pride of Anambra State, a pride of Africa, an international brand that the black man is very proud of. And somebody who is employed as the spokesperson of the governor is, was demarketing, using public media to demarket that company. And so for the damages, I believe that the chairman, CEO, Dr. Innocent Chukwuma, has already made a statement where he said he was going to get in touch with the governor to discuss with him, on what has happened. But it's very unfortunate that there was no notice. There was zero formal notice, but even the public notice that was given on the 15th, evening of 15th, was not even observed. This property destruction could have been averted. I mean, the cars that were damaged. Of course, the showroom had been marked for the demolition, but what was not done well was that the communication for them to have removed the vehicle. In fact, when I reached out to the company, they said that if they had gotten even 30 minutes notice, they would have been able to remove those vehicles, because those vehicles have been paid for. They have already been paid for. They were expected to be delivered. That was why they were parked there, so that they would from there move them to the delivery to those who bought them. But these vehicles, unfortunately, were destroyed. And the Nnewi North Local Government Office, who it was their responsibility to have informed them, are not saying anything useful. In fact, they're casting aspersions on the IBM brand. And in the same vein, Dr. Lomefo, the Commissioner of Information, is also not doing a good job in defending what the government has done. All of us want development in Nnewi, but it cannot be. We cannot have development at the detriment of a very key strategic partner in the Anambra State manufacturing industry, that is IBM. So I cannot hold brief for the company, but I'm just speaking as to the facts that I have, being that I live here in Nnewi myself.
And thank you for the analysis. We'll keep building up to this election, because we are sure that it's one that a whole lot of persons' eyes will be on in order to know who becomes the next governor of Anambra State. Many thanks for your time.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.